we have success on our trumpet solo, our introduction. We also recorded a cello part. And actually, what we did, we recorded a cello part using two different microphones, just for comparison. One is using a ribbon microphone, the other one is using a condenser microphone. It's the same part. You can choose which one sounds the best to you. All right, but I am going to, just because, work from this one that says cello 2. Now, for this track, what I would suggest is moving this part back in the session a little bit. Instead of having it where the trumpet solo is going to be, we want to have that trumpet solo at the beginning. We're going to move this back. And where my markers go? All right, there we go. You can kind of see what happens. Maybe we can have the cello play on the chorus part. Let's see what happens with this. All right.
And what you are. Thunder only happens when it's raining. Players only love you when they're playing. Say women.
Okay, so this is what's going to be different with the cello part. Unlike the trumpet part, I want you just to kind of edit to where we can only use. This is just for practice. There's nothing to say about the part in any way, but you can take this and we can edit the part to where we can kind of get what we want, and maybe just use a couple of notes to a repeating phrase. I really dig this introductory phrase right here at the beginning of the cello phrase. I might just use that, and that might be my cello part, and I might repeat that. Actually, you know what? That's exactly what I'm going to do. So I am going to say export active take to new track. All right, and it makes a new track down here. I'm going to shelve this. All right, so I'm going to take audio 9. Wait, did it make it there? Let me see. Just to double check. All right, yeah, it did. So it's sitting right here. All right, audio 9. And I just want to use that first that opening little lick. It's lick. Done right there. All right, so this is the part we're going to use our toolbox. I'm using T, by the way. T, T, T. So this has all of my edit functions. I am going to zoom in. I'm using my command and down arrow to make this bigger. And just to make sure I can get the part that I want edited, I don't want to cut off the cello at any way and at any point to where it sounds like I've purposely or mistakenly cut the audio to where I actually cut into the information. This is a dead spot right here. Bing. I'm going to take this. This is the only part I want for the cello. I'm going to take the cello part, delete this. Now, you can do whatever you want, but I'm just going to, we're kind of almost like chopping samples, and say, hey, we found this part. So here's how it sounds with everything else.
Thunder only happens when it's raining.
So I might take that. Let's see. Move this over. All right, let's see. Starts here. So I know it starts right at the pickup, right into the chorus. Once again, this is why we labeled everything. Chorus 16 bars. Maybe I can make this a shorter edit because I know where it starts. The first part starts here. Let me see if I can just paste this somewhere else.
Thunder only happens when it's raining.
Oh, right there at 40. Here's a great way of copying and pasting. I'm going to take this. I'm going to go Command C. And then when I go Command V, it's going to paste exactly where the playhead is. Bing. What happens? And it moved the playhead back to the end of what happened. So now we have the same thing. So there's another way. The old school way that we did in the earlier video. I can take this and just move this. If I'm holding down the Option key, I can just move this to 40. Now, notice I knew exactly where this started. So where I'm copying, it needs to sit at the beginning of the bar because the information that I wanted starts at beat 2, right? I could have cut this shorter to where it started here, but I don't want to risk cutting the audio off. So I'm just going to leave the first part here. But so the entire audio clip starts 2 beats in front of where the actual line is. And now I got a catchy little line here. Check it out.
Only happens when it's raining.
Right?
Players only love.
And I can repeat that. So you can take that cello part and use it to build on the rest of the track as all the other, as we reach the chorus. But we're not going to leave it at the beginning because we're going to let that be a trumpet solo. But I do not want you to use the entire cello part. So you can go back and just for exercise purposes, I'm just going to mute this. This takes a little bit of like listening and creativity and placement. So here I got the cello part. Well, I'm gonna listen to the whole part. Maybe there's a different part that I might want as well. You know what? I think this little part here does everything that I need. You can do whatever you want, but I just kind of chopped the cello part up, and I found like a repeating phrase. So let me put the other music back in. I'll unmute this track. All right, and maybe I can just put that every what?
Thunder only happens when it's raining. Players only love you when they're playing.
Okay, I can throw that right on 44, right there.
Say when they will come and they will go.
One more time.
When the rain washes you clean, you'll know.
And you know what? Just because we can ride that out. A little ear candy.
You know.
All right. So take that cello part, and if you go back, there are 2 different takes that we did. Let's take one, and I'm not sure if we did something similar. Find a small phrase that you like that you could just kind of throw in the mix and make it sound interesting as the song builds, right? Because it made no sense, and we did that on purpose. I had everybody just play at the beginning, knowing that I was going to have you guys chop this bad boy up and just move it around in the session. Okay, so I mean, it's something to be creative. You're being creative with existing material, finding a little lick, a little phrase, and kind of spicing your chorus or your pre-chorus up, right? But I prefer that be further along in the song so we can actually build the song with some like new elements. That's what we're going to do with the cello part. Have fun with it.